Welcome to my world. 2 escargot, pate, frisée, 2 green salads.
Okay, man, it's not here.
Lamb chop, steak frite. Shouldn't you be doing something? 2 smoked filet and a pepper steak. Come on, make the dessert. Chocolate tart, please.
As a cook, tastes and smells are my memories, and now I'm in search of new ones. So I'm leaving New York City and hope to have a few epiphanies around the world, and I'm willing to go to some lengths to do that. I am looking for extremes of emotion and experience. I'll try anything, I'll risk everything, I have nothing to lose. Everybody says that the best food in Spain is in San Sebastian. It's that simple. Situated in the north of Spain on the Bay of Biscay, close to the border of France, San Sebastian is food town. There are more chefs, more cooks, more food-crazy people per square mile in San Sebastian than anywhere else in Spain, possibly the world.
But we're looking at Basque food in particular. The Basque are basically people without a country, and yet their culture seems to be older than everybody else's. So they take their national status very seriously, and they also take their food very seriously. There are about a gazillion eating societies or cooking societies and clubs. And we're about to investigate this sort of netherworld of fiercely nationalist Basque cooking societies.
Ciao.
My guide and mentor in all things in San Sebastian is Luis Irizar, who together with his daughters runs the Irizar Cooking School in the old part of town.
Okay, I know this scene well.
Well, you see what they're doing now, the crepes?
As we'll learn, Basque cuisine is its own thing. Different from Spanish, influenced by the French, and rooted in what's good locally. Fish, sheep's milk cheese, rare vegetables.
My chef, when I was in school, used to sneak up behind me and scream in my ear, "How do you make cauliflower mornay?" And then he would offer fake suggestions. He'd say, "You put Bordelaise in the cauliflower mornay, yes?" "Yes, chef." "No!"
Anyway, now to have our dinner and to see over the society.
I'm looking forward to this.
Tonight, Luis is taking me to an all-male gastronomic society,
This way.
where people cook, talk about food, and drink, all favorite things to do in this part of the woods.
This is the typical old part of the city. And this is the society. Como siempre. Pues mira, esto es la sociedad.
Luis is sort of the godfather of cooking around here. Everybody in town seems to know him.
You see, this is the kitchen for all the members.
There are over 50 of these gastronomical societies in San Sebastian, where men, mostly amateurs, come to share a passion for food, particularly Basque food. Tonight, Luis is making me some very traditional Basque dishes.
Well, the only thing we're going to start now, doing the bacalao. The first thing, doing the bacalao. You with me. All right?
In order to eat salt cod, it has to be soaked in ice-cold water, basically removing a lot of the salt.
Cuchillo.
There's no question about who's in charge in this kitchen of the two of us.
Like this.
He's the boss.
First, we must do
He's the senior member of this team, longtime member of this club.
the bacalao. Put it in here.
He's the man around here.
You must to try. Come here.
And we're cooking Basque food together, so I'll be taking my orders directly from him.
We leave it in there, a little bit dry.
I got it. So what we're doing with browning garlic, then it's coming out, and as I understand it, the fish is going in.
You can put it out. For you.
He's beating me like a rented mule.
Since it's hot, we're going to put the bacalao inside. With the skin down first.
All right. Room.
Yeah, we will go. Okay?
Good.
Couple of minutes, and then with the fork, we take it out. Turn it up.
Okay, ready? We're pouring off the olive oil.
Not all. We leave it a little
A little
bit.
bit in there.
We'll wait for a little while until this one is warm. Cider. Let's have a drink. Chenche.
They drink a lot of cider, hard cider, meaning it will get you buzzed.
Now, this is a classic beverage for Basque country, yes?
Yes. This is just apple juice, nothing else. Dry. We leave it in here.
That's good.
Las cocochas.
Cocoches are the cheeks of hakefish, a type of cod, dredged in flour and fried in really good local olive oil. This is a treasured dish here in Basque country.
Cheeks, tongues, jaws. One of those things that Americans miss out on. We're making an emulsion, basically, using absolutely no egg, no flour, no binding agent other than the gelatin which naturally occurs in codfish. So the olive oil will thicken up with the gelatin from the fish. I get it. This is incredible.
Into this goes piperade, which is basically peppers, onions, and more peppers. The classic Basque pepper sauce.
Finish with the sauce. Now we keep it hot in there, not very hot, eh?
This is really looking good. It's pretty, it tastes good.
All right.
Hard to beat that.
Langoustine with Serrano ham.
Now, is this also a traditional dish?
Very traditional.
Very traditional. This is a Basque thing, though. The Spanish aren't so crazy about it.
No, the Spanish normally,
They're afraid.
well, they start now, but I'm afraid to eat. It's better for us.
Yeah, more for us.
La sidra, sí. Poco, pero a menudo.
Here they have a saying that translates roughly to a little bit often. I like this whole idea. I've never seen anything like this before.
I'm getting worried. These are seasoned professional drinkers and eaters.
A la mesa. Hey, sit down.
This is strange behavior, but I kind of like it.
All together, cheers now.
Cheers.
Cheers. En español. Y en vasco, Osasuna.
Osasuna.
Osasuna. Osasuna. Osasuna.
Great food, nice people, bunch of hard drinking cookies. Out of sight.
Let's have the bacalao now.
Oh, look at that. That's good.
Well, this you're done with me.
I'm very proud of myself.
You know, it's remarkable. For stuff that was absolutely tough as a board, dry and salty yesterday, today this stuff is sweet and tastes fresh and tender. Just when I think things are winding down, the boys on the other side of the room are just getting started.
This is a whole new flavor, man.
They sing, they cook, they drink. This is an evening out with the guys.
Unbelievable.
This place rocks. I mean, this is my first night in town. I saw this.
They don't act like this in New York, man. Fantastic meal last night.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful.
This morning, Luis is taking me to the market to check out the local goods.
The market down here. We go to sit down. Americano que no hay.
American, no, very important people.
Very important.
America, oh,
This is the very important piece.
this is the king, the Palate.
I see you.
Oh,
Marimar.
you know everybody in this now.
Yeah.
If you ask Luis to define Basque territory, he'll describe it in terms of a food triangle that starts in Spain's best wine region, the Rioja, up into French foie gras territory, and back here to the bountiful seafood of San Sebastian. Basque food is seafood. The Basque like to describe themselves as a nation of fishermen. They're proud of that part of their heritage, and their food reflects it.
Fresh cake.
Look at the way the gills are displayed. Okay, this is a good, really good idea. So you can see how red and bright and fresh.
And there is the taro.
Oh, this comes dear in New York. This is so expensive for good.
Very
Oh,
expensive.
good people. Chefs in New York would kill for this. Good. Turbot. Wow.
Redfish.
Redfish.
Cigala.
Monkfish livers. That's like foie gras of the sea.
This is salted bacalao, you see?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Lovely.
Oh, baby.
This is very special. It's one of the appetizers, the most dear.
Okay.
We call it percebes. And you eat it like this. You put the disease, you cut it from here, take it, and the meat is inside.
Oh, you look at all this, you just want to start cooking right away. I'm planning on doing a lot of drinking and eating tonight. I think I'll get some rest this afternoon and get myself ready.
Night rest this afternoon, yes. Like this you will be.
You need to train to eat around here.
Yeah.
Professionals only. This is not a place for amateurs to drink or to eat.
Tonight, I've got a special meal planned. Luis and his daughter Virginia are accompanying me to Arzac, a 3-star restaurant considered by most to be the best restaurant in Spain. Run by Chef Juan-Marie Arzac, it's Nouveau Basque. So he's expanding a traditional form as far as he can and doing it really, really well. Should I let the chef decide what I should eat?
Probably, yes. Let's go in. We're going. Mari, ¿dónde has entrado tú con la chimenea o qué cojones?
Luis and Juan-Marie go back a ways, so they know each other and are clearly good friends.
Sí, como ya os conocéis. Hala.
We are very, very fortunate. We're experiencing a rare treat here in that we're sitting at the chef's table right in the kitchen. The man himself is here, and his daughter Elena is chef de cuisine.
You prefer, ¿cómo se dice? O caza o carne? ¿Qué prefieres?
Oh, game or meat?
What do I prefer?
I would say it's the moment. It's the season now for game.
What's different here than eating in New York is that you're already in possibly the most critical, food-crazy town in the universe. So to have somebody at the top of that, that's sort of like reaching the top of Everest, only to find another mountain on top of that.
Oh, look at this.
Cuajar y lleva un poquito de foie adentro y la cojamos como una leche, una mamilla cualquiera.
This is a yogurt. We make it with sheep's
Sheep's milk.
chips and with a little bit foie gras inside.
So the ingredients are very traditional, but the combination and the presentation are something else.
Elena Arzac explains all the dishes for us.
This is a crayfish with eggplant. It's cooked with garlic and parsley, like you like. This is sea bass. It's a local fish, and the dark sauce we mix with olive oil, and it's like ash. Wild duck that is roasted in the own juice, and then you have a garnish with seasonal vegetables.
Spectacular. Thank you. And your English is beautiful, by the way. No, it's very, very good. There are a rare breed of chefs in the world who lay awake at night, staring at the ceiling, thinking, would sheep's milk yogurt go well with foie gras? Could I get away with that? What will it taste like? What would they look like? What would they smell like? What would it go with? I have never in my life really thought like that. I work from a single ingredient. What do I do with the tuna? It's the difference between, greatness and a journeyman professional.
This poached egg appetizer is a good example of how Arzac has elevated traditional Basque ingredients into new and spectacular dishes.
This is before cooking. It's an egg yolk, a very fresh egg, whole egg, white truffle oil, goose fat. First it sits up in the fridge for a day, then it's poached in this bag, and then I guess the bag is very delicately removed. And then it's topped with either caviar or mushroom, and there's in this case a mushroom garnish with a chorizo puree. Now, what flight of fancy is sort of like a religious epiphany, I see an egg.
Si lo metías en una
So it was the egg. It started with the egg. Does it everything. It's extraordinarily good food. Wildly creative. Is it art? We could argue about that all day. But it is craft performed at its highest level. But it's done so with quiet style and grace. Are they two old lions or what? On my last night in town, Luis's daughters invite me and some friends out for tapas.
Let me introduce you to our sister Visi. She's a chef. No, she's a manager of the school, and she's also a teacher here. This is a friend of ours, Ithia. She's also coming with us.
We've seen what the boys do on their night out. Let's see what the women do.
I'm in trouble. I know I'm in trouble.
Their idea of fun is to follow another glorious Basque tradition, bouncing around from bar to bar, eating, as they say, a little bit often.
Well, this is gambara.
Right. Oh, looks good.
Here we go. First thing, tapas is the name we give to this sort of mini food. But in the Basque country, we call it pinchos. This is our first stop, called the gambara. Their speciality is wild ceps, wild mushrooms. These ceps grow around the area in the country and the mountains around San Sebastian. And a lot of people go out cep hunting. And you have to get up very, very early in the morning to find the best ceps in the best places. Wild ceps.
Look at that.
And we have a raw egg yolk in the middle, so you can either eat just the ceps or you can dip it into the egg yolk.
I need privacy for this. Oh, wow. Now, what do we have here? That's
all
tuna?
sorts of things. Here we have
I'm going to remember that.
anchovies.
White anchovies.
Right.
I love these. Oh, man, this looks so good. Cornichon.
Right.
With anchovy also. Mm-hmm. Smoked salmon.
Smoked salmon.
Pulpo. Octopus.
Octopus.
What is this?
White asparagus.
Yes. How can you look at this without going insane? Where does one begin? I mean, if you eat that, that means that you might not later be able to eat that. It's just incredible. Sounds good to me. I got a whole new posse.
It's easy to be a little dazzled by it all. It looks like a hell of a lot of food, but you don't have to eat it all. You're here to get what's particularly good at this one joint and then move on.
Now we're going to the Astelena. Here they do what we call pastel de pescado, which is, can be translated as fish cake. And it's delicious. As you can see, there are no pinchos on the counter. They all have to order them from the kitchen. They're all cooked.
So, fish cake and codfish cooked with onion and peppers. That's what we're here for. And this stuff.
I enjoy this whole style of eating. You know, bouncing around, drinking with lots of women, going from bar to bar.
Mussels.
Eating a little bit, drinking a little bit.
Oh, look at this.
I'm a short attention span guy. So this whole idea of going right in, grabbing what you want and moving on really appeals to me.
Morros.
And it's just a lot of fun.
This is pastel de pescado.
Oh, this is the famous best fish cake in town.
Es un secreto, sí, la verdad es que es un secreto.
Okay, what's in here? So good.
I'm afraid this is a secret.
Vámonos. Okay, when I stumble home from the bar in New York, I don't see this. Such a beautiful city.
The last place of the evening is sort of a nouvelle, high-end tapas place. They've moved away from the traditional pinchos and dressed it up a little. They use squeeze bottles here.
This is so sexy. That's ravioli stuffed with Bourdain noir or black pudding.
How's that, Tony? Enjoying it?
That's for me. Nobody touches that.
This is not traditional pinchos. Raviolis with blood sausage inside, foie gras.
I must say, one of the things I love most in life is foie. And I hate myself for it, because when I think of the poor ducks and gooses...
It's an equation. Is all of that torment and cruelty worth it? You know, a fur coat, it's not worth it. For the joy of hunting, it's not worth it. But for foie gras, désolé, man.
I think this is the last.
I want to thank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 very dangerous ladies.
Come on, everybody, cheers.
This is a toast for all America, and we hope you come in here to our country and have a very good time.
No te escondas.
Órale.
Luis and I have one last mission here in San Sebastian.
Okay, where are we going now?
Where to drink chocolate with churros.
Back we go.
We go for chocolate here. Chocolate con churros. Cuatro con churros.
Chocolate and churros. It's the traditional morning chow in San Sebastian.
Oh, that looks good.
Muy bien.
Oh, this is a plant.
Perfecto.
This is kind of like, well, like a flipper in New England. The Italians make something kind of like it, like a zeppoli, fried batter, but in this case dredged in sugar, dipped in a really good hot chocolate. Nothing like a serious, like sort of grease and sugar rush first thing in the morning, jacked with chocolate. This is the breakfast of champions.
I don't know if it's a traditional hangover cure, but it's working in my case.
You like some more chocolate?
No, I'm good, thank you.
You happy now?
Perfect. So I imagine this would warm you up after riding some tubes. Do you surf?
Yeah.
You surf?
No.
There are a few young ones. Oh, they do fantastic. It's lovely.
San Sebastian is a beautiful, beautiful town. It's a city that makes sense to me somehow. And I think what I'll take away from the experience is just as much the food as the attitude here, the mania for food. The fact that I seem to have stumbled onto an entire subculture, a secret society all centered around eating, cooking, and talking about eating and cooking. My new friend Luis is kind enough to see me off at the station.
Behave yourself, not too much eating and drinking. Yeah. Well, you're a professional.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I hate saying goodbye to him. A nice man who loves food, knows it well, cooks it well. I'm sorry to go. Before I came to San Francisco, I thought it was all hippies and vegetarians. But it's not like that at all.
I'm liking this town. I'm liking this town a lot. It's a little run down. Everybody's drunk. I like it.
I came here because I'm on a mission. I'm going to the mountaintop. I'm going to eat at the world-famous French Laundry in the Napa Valley, about an hour north of here. It is my lifelong dream to taste the food of Thomas Keller, the owner and chef of the French Laundry. He's the man. There's nobody who can touch him. I can't even describe how much I'm looking forward to this meal. My reservation isn't until tomorrow, so while I anxiously await guaranteed bliss, I gotta eat. I just want to keep it simple and light in anticipation of tomorrow's meal. First stop, Swan Oyster Depot for breakfast. A classic seafood hangout in a town famous for great seafood.
The stuff is fresh. Hi, how you doing? What's good? What do you recommend?
We've got nice oysters, clams on the half shell. We got West Coast little necks.
Oysters, man, the perfect food. Don't have to do anything to them. They come great.
Okay.
A really great oyster tastes like the deep ocean, flesh, brine, and there's something there that's just impossible to describe. The texture, the sense that it was alive seconds before it went into your mouth. This is living. You don't have to do anything to an oyster other than crack it open, squeeze a little lemon on it, and eat it. That's it.
I'm a purist when it comes to the oyster, but I can't help wondering what Thomas Keller does with them. I guess I'll have to wait to find out.
What's the most popular item here?
This time of year, the most popular thing that we sell are Dungeness crabs.
Really?
Yeah. And they're caught from roughly California-Oregon border all the way down to about Monterey, California. Yeah, we're gonna pick them up a nice hot one right now. Coming up.
Lovely.
The carapace of the crab contains the fat and everything. If you take a pig, we call it the crab butter. I'm gonna give this to Tony right now.
Oh, outstanding. Incredible. Who said back fat was a bad thing? You know, maybe if you see it on some hairy guy in a Speedo at the beach, but with crab, it's good.
This is the kind of place you wish you could find in New York. Beautiful, fresh seafood served by a bunch of regular Joes who are proud of what they do and have been doing it this way for nearly 100 years.
Thanks, man.
Hey, thank you. That was damn near a religious experience.
Thanks, Tony.
Okay, Tony, remember, keep it light, keep it simple. Next, I'm headed out to the Sunset, where I've heard they're whipping up some pretty kooky ice creams.
Charlie, hi. Pleased to meet you.
Pollyanne's is well known in San Francisco, particularly among the Asian community, for their unusual ice cream flavors. Pumpkin, red bean, interesting, taro.
You've got the American Beauty.
Oh, it's a rose?
Pretty strong.
Yeah.
Too strong.
Reminds me of kissing my grandmother. Lychee. That's great. Some great flavors.
Thank you.
These are all very good, but not strange enough. Then I see it.
Durian looks really
Durian?
interesting.
You want to taste that?
I think maybe a little cup of durian.
A cup?
Yeah.
Not the spoon?
No, I think I'll take a whole cup.
Okay.
Now, I've had durian in Asia. It's a fruit with a smell so strong and offensive, airlines prohibit bringing it on the plane. Try leaving cheese or a dead body out in the sun, and you're in the same neighborhood as the smell of durian.
This is durian ice cream, and it's the real thing, man. It's almost like a smoky camembert avocado flavor. It's really, there's just nothing like it. I don't see Carvel stocking this. One internal belch, and you've pretty much destroyed the lives of innocent citizens around you. Charlie, thank you very much. Thank you. It's wonderful. I'll be back. I'll have some chef friends coming into town. I think I'll bring them by for this. Thanks.
Okay, bye.
I love the wackiness of Polyans and the purity of swan oysters, but I can't wait till tomorrow when I head to Yountville to meet my idol, Thomas Keller, and eat his food. The day finally arrives, not a moment too soon.
And I'm nervous. I feel like I'm going to the prom. I'm very, very psyched about this, and I mean, I'm spectacularly impressed by this book. I mean, I'm really, really looking forward to this in a big way. You know, I see him as absolutely the most exciting chef in America, you know, at the top of his game. And he's a notoriously driven perfectionist. And, you know, just the book, it's brilliant.
If you read the recipe for this simple-looking garnish of garlic chips, it requires a level of skill, diligence, and exactitude one would expect of a neurologist.
And I like seeing the look in other chefs' eyes when you bring up the name Keller and you talk about the book. Oh, yeah. You know, I want to see that.
This morning, I'm extremely fortunate in that Thomas Keller has invited me to see one of the local organic farms where he and his staff get their produce.
Chef, very pleased to meet you.
How's it going?
Really good.
Good.
Been looking forward to this. Thank you for enduring this and having us.
We'll do our best. We'll do our best. So how many fruit trees approximately do we have? We have about, what, 7, 8 varieties of fruit between that? Figs, apples, pears, peaches.
Everything here except cherries and apricots.
Peter Jacobson is just one of dozens of purveyors that Thomas Keller works intimately with in order to obtain the most exceptional products.
The great thing about the relationship is we're so close, the staff, the cooks, get to come over and actually harvest. Well, these guys who are young, just getting out of school or doing an externship, are actually coming over here and realizing where all this stuff comes from. So it breeds a different kind of respect for food that typically doesn't happen in restaurant kitchens.
I'm ashamed to say that after a lifetime of cooking and banging around kitchens, it's only been in the last year that I've really started to see where food comes from. You know, I've been ordering up food over the phone, and, you know,
Comes
maybe...
in boxes.
Yeah.
Here, these are our fava beans this year. Peter, they're going really well right now. You can see.
Now, anybody who knows me knows my indifference to vegetables. But this guy's got me drooling over fava beans.
And I just love opening that up because it just, with just the way they're cradled in there, you know, the way nature just kind of packs them into this cotton. I just love that.
He's cool. Isn't he cool? And I cannot tell you, there was like an electric shock of seeing, you know, a chef and a chef de cuisine, you know, yanking vegetables right out of the ground. It's just mind-blowing to me. I have never, ever in my life done that, or even considered doing it. The road not traveled.
I'm not dining alone tonight at the French Laundry. I have to say that I've deliberately made up a guest list in a shameless attempt to make up for my own deficiencies and prestige in the business. These are people Keller has every reason to respect. Michael Ruhlman, co-author of the French Laundry Cookbook, a writer I really admire. Eric Ripert is the chef of the 4-star restaurant Le Bourdain, New York. Scott Bryan, chef owner of Veritas, maybe my favorite restaurant in New York.
It is beautiful. Oh, God, look at this.
It looks so much like France. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Even the trees.
So you think we're going to get the cone to start? Is that like a signature thing every time? Every time?
I think it's just too well known not to.
The cone? Oh yes, I like that.
I do too.
Yeah, I like that very
much. My introduction. I think it's. I really had. You know, you have the one meal of your life that changes how you see food and understand food, and it happened at the French Laundry when I first ate there.
We must look like a bunch of good fellows on our way to meet the boss. Only I'm the guy that gets whacked in the first reel. But at least I'll die in luxury.
The one compliment that I enjoy the most is someone saying, "This reminds me of," and they'll tell you of this wonderful experience that they had somewhere else. And I hope they go somewhere else and say, "This reminds me of the French Laundry." Because it's those memories, that I think are the most important things. We have a typical French laundry experience. Michael knows a little bit about it. So.
Yeah, we have the highest expectations.
We'll do the best we can.
I'm giddy. I'm nervous. I'm excited like a 16-year-old girl on the way to her first date. I just hope I'm up to the task of appreciating what I'm about to experience.
All right.
I'm ready.
Me too.
Same here. I'm presenting menus for you, but there aren't any decisions to make at all tonight. Chef Keller is going to send you quite a variety of dishes.
It starts off with his famous cornets with salmon tartare scooped on top, like an ice cream cone. Keller likes his food to evoke memories. You don't hear a lot of chefs talking like that, playing with magical forces like memory as if they were ingredients. I didn't see this cone on the menu at Pollyanne's.
Here we have a sesame cornet with marinated salmon tartare. Inside the cone, a little red onion creme fraiche.
Great, thank you. Like, it makes you feel like you want to eat 10 more, you know? Like, it's like, wow, really, truly inspired by a Baskin-Robbins cone.
Most food is an evolution or inspiration. There's very little creativity in anything. The cornet is about as close to creation as I got. But of course, it was inspired by an ice cream cone. So, there you go.
Cool.
This cornet is so playful and so tasty. I gotta wonder what's next.
This is a roasted Walla Walla shallot soup, braised scallop belly soup. We have the Maine lobster consomme, vichyssoise.
There's something in here that I can't identify. Yeah, let me taste you.
The four of us suddenly start playing detective,
Taste.
trying to solve a mystery.
We pass?
It should be pointed out that there are four of us at the table, and that all four of us are getting a completely different tasting menu of about 20 courses, which if you're a chef will make you shudder with fear and terror to even contemplate.
Of course I'm thinking we're all going to get the same, because it would be much easier for the kitchen to do, okay, you know, send out the oysters and pearls for the foretop.
Right.
Who would deliberately choose to?
Do a sorbet course for you now. It's a yuzu sorbet, a little bit of coconut. So have a cucumber sorbet and a roasted red pepper sorbet. Beet sorbet.
If I didn't test it, I wouldn't believe it. Like, you tell me you're going to eat beet sorbet, I'm like, oh, yeah, beet sorbet. But this is so good.
And this is red pepper.
Instantly, I realize I'm in a whole other realm. That this guy is thinking things that wouldn't occur to me if I devoted my whole life to coming up with just one of his dishes. What sort of will must it take to accomplish each of these intricate dishes?
Thank you. Take your time, Chef. Make them perfect.
From the stories I've heard, there is no extent to which he wouldn't go to achieve his ideal. If he thought it would increase your dining pleasure to have one of his staff carve a relief of the Acropolis into each and every fava bean, he might well do it.
Come on, please, look at my face. I'm just so beyond happy that I think I promised you stunned silence. So far, so good.
I'm beginning to realize this is going to take a while. I'd been warned. Keller told me earlier, don't eat, and I obeyed. I'm on board for the full ride. I'll eat whatever he sends for as long as he sends it. I wonder if I'll get a cigarette break.
We did a special custard for Tony. Coffee and cigarette.
How'd you make it?
Marlboro cigarettes crunched up into cream. Custard with foie gras mousse. Tell him that's his cigarette stick. We never made that before, and we made it in his honor.
It's a new custard the chef came up with tonight. It's a coffee custard infused with Marlboro tobacco, served with foie gras mousse and melted.
Just for you. Good. I needed a shot around now. Thank you. He knows I'm a degenerate smoker. This embarrassed the hell out of me, but it was utterly delightful. It's terrific. Marlboro-infused coffee custard. I did get a nice nicotine buzz off it, and it tasted delicious.
The Marlboro Man? No. Let me see that. Yeah. You got a big kick out of it. You like that? Big kick. Got a big kick out of it.
I guess I expected the flavors to be a little shyer than they are. They're much, they're assertive. Really? He's not shy about flavor.
No. Why would you think that they're going
Because the portions are so refined.
God help us, this is a marathon event. After 3 hours, we're only halfway through nearly 20 courses and 7 bottles of wine. Keller's tasting menu is many, many small courses of intensely flavored items, just enough to surprise and delight, then leave you wanting more.
For me, gentlemen, we have the pasta course of the tasting menu. We're serving the English pea agnolotte. We have the hand-cut tagliatelle. We're going to grate some pearl truffle.
Do me a favor. Can you hold that magnificent beast right up to the lens? I mean, look at the size of this thing. This is amazing.
As each course arrives, I'm nearly giddy with delight, yet still trying to look cool for my chef pals. Squealing at the table and clapping my hands just wouldn't do. I'm a New Yorker, for God's sake. I have a reputation for cynicism to live up to.
The garnish, is this dried or fresh, cut fresh?
I think it's dried.
But it's hard to stay cynical at the French Laundry about anything. I feel like Keller is really playing with our minds.
Finally, we have the Atlantic salmon chop.
Salmon chop. Fiendish. There aren't chops on a fish.
He's got the chop. Were you the one asking about the chop?
Don't even look at my chop, okay? Forget about it.
He's made one. Perfect example of the master at work. Just gorgeous. Who would think of this stuff? I wouldn't.
The only criticism I have, I want like one of each.
Yeah.
Caviar course, John. Chef, for you, we have a panna cotta, lightly cooked cream, cauliflower mousse.
So this is what he does to an oyster.
Caviar. We have a pickled bologna oyster. This is a gratin.
Each course is an almost bittersweet experience. I know I could never have done what Thomas Keller does.
This is decadence.
It hurts to look at other plates.
It's a humbling experience to be confronted with every bite by one's own limitations.
Yukon Gold potato blini with shiitake mushrooms and chive butter. There's a impish humor that runs through this whole menu. He's using a lot of old, lumbering, classic terms with very, very new presentations.
Lobster Navarin. Navarin is generally lamb shoulder. He's coupling a lot of words with foods that are not traditionally done this way.
Wow. This is like driving a Rolls Royce naked in mink underpants. It's just so over the top, luxurious.
You're eating this gorgeous food and you can sense his focus on the ingredients.
So we're going to do 2 more meat courses for you.
This is the shoulder of the Bellwether Farm baby lamb, spring lamb. We'll get these for the next 2 months, and that's it. I just think this is phenomenal.
Bellwether Farm's baby lamb. We're serving the rack, the saddle, braised shoulder, and the kidney with the sauce. It's a lamb reduction.
You can die after eating this because it just ain't gonna get any better.
Selection of salts here, gentlemen. A couple from the island of Maui here, from the same clay pool there. The darker of the two has a higher minerality.
How much more luxurious do you get than being offered a selection of salts?
And finally, Jurassic salt from Montana. It's been excavated from the Dead Sea there. It's said to be 200 million years old.
Yeah, I'll go with the 200 million year old stuff.
Maui's weird.
Color. But that one is nice. They're interesting, but the gray salt is... I guess it's because my palate...
The soups, the seafood, the pastas, the meats. Keller dazzles on every level, physically and emotionally. I almost feel like weeping. I'm not sure how much more of this I can handle.
So, what's your guess? How much more is coming?
Probably a couple of desserts.
3 desserts and then a couple of desserts.
Perhaps, yeah.
And then some cookies and then...
Exceeded my expectations.
Amazing.
He's not compromising anything.
When we were looking at him in the kitchen from outside, we could see it. We were far away. We could see an happy man. What is the value of that feeling of being happy?
How many chefs get to work in a kitchen like this, with a staff like this, with the products that we have? We're just really lucky, you know? Really lucky. And I don't forget that.
It's all about integrity, quality food, product,
intent, and talent.
I mean,
While this is all true, I'm just thinking one thing. I can't eat another bite, and the waiter is setting out dessert forks.
Reflection of the personality.
I think we're all thinking the same thing.
But the stomach is like...
Right, it's all extended.
I stepped over the line somewhere.
Praise my God. It was a lot, of course.
No one can eat anymore. We've had enough. We're fini.
Which is a problem because back in the kitchen, they're just putting the finishing touches on a whole fleet of desserts.
doing a bunch of stuff tonight that I've never seen before. This particular course, yeah?
They start us off easy.
Mini presentation of the coffee and donuts.
This is a signature dish. It's been on the menu since day one.
But then they just go nuts.
Chocolate ravioli filled with the sautéed bananas. French laundry ice cream with the chocolate tuile.
Oh, you put salt on the chocolate too.
Crepe Suzette served with lemongrass ice cream. Lime sorbet served with Hass avocado.
I don't get it. It's way over my head. Granted, I'm not that bright.
We've been beat, but we flew all this way and we're not missing a bite. I wanted the food to look like it did in the book, and it does. We all agree the experience is absolute perfection. Well, not everyone agrees.
Perfection is something that you never actually attain. It's only something you search for. Because once you reach it, it's not perfect. You've lost it. It's gone. It can never be perfect. So. The stars.
You have a very evil streak. That the tobacco thing was very shrewd and brilliant. Thank you, guys. Thank you, chef.
We had a good time.
Well, boy, so did we. Yeah, we were all like little kids on Halloween looking in from the outside for a moment there.
Eating here and meeting Thomas Keller has changed the way I look at food. It's also bittersweet. It's made me a little sad to think of all the things I've missed. But mostly, I've learned what's possible.
It was great.
There are 8 million people in New York City. Every day they have to eat, and someone has to cook for them. My name is Tony Bourdain.
I've been in the restaurant business for 28 years. About 20 of those as a chef. I started as a dishwasher. I've been a line cook, a prep drone, a good cook, a bad cook, a good person and a bad person. I'm a changed person from the way I used to be.
And every morning, starting at 8 a.m., I'm the executive chef at Les Brasserie in New York City.
In New York, the chances of success in a restaurant business, well, the odds are stacked against you. My personal logo, spanking new chef's whites. You know, this is the big leagues. These are my babies, right here. I have suspicions I saw a suckling pig being tied up the other day. I suspect I'll need this. It's a very capricious, very fickle, very fast-moving public, very sophisticated. They demand not only the best, but different. Oh, isn't he cute? What drives you to do this every single day? I don't know, you love it. Seeing how many things you can make at the same time. Over here, I'm working the beef for the braised daube of beef. Over here, we have tomato concassé working. Over there, sauce poivre reducing. And in here, our little friend, the boned out baby pig. Maybe you recognize him from such films as Babe, Pig in the City, and Babe, The Revenge. Cooks have traditionally been slaves from Roman times up until the mid-1800s. So far, I have found that all line cooks share the same sense of being outsiders, degraded, beaten down, underappreciated. Many of us have messy, dysfunctional, chaotic lives outside of the kitchen, but inside the kitchen we have the only order, the only structure in our life. What time were you supposed to be here today?
10:30.
10:30. What time is it now?
10:45.
Do you own a watch? Should I buy you a watch? Apparently you have some problem telling time. Yeah, I think the removal of at least a digit, just to show that you recognize your transgressions.
Okay, maybe I'm busting Opie's chops, but when I was 17, I was sliding down the same slippery slope of insolence.
The way I've lived my life, I am on bonus round now. I ran out of points a long time ago.
I'd probably be scooping mashed potatoes in Attica right now if it wasn't for my first summer in Provincetown. Recently, I went back and confronted my shady past. Yeah, baby. Summer 1974, Provincetown, Massachusetts.
Salt air, sea breeze, promises of New England clam chowder, squid stew, Maine lobsters, local scallops. It's all that good New England seashore stuff.
I stumbled into town a penniless 17-year-old without a clue what to do with my life.
That's where my long and checkered career began, right there.
Getting a job washing dishes to pay the rent, I was quickly impressed by the line cooks. I wanted to drink as much free liquor as they got. I wanted to
as many waitresses as they did. I wanted to be able to steal whole sirloin strips and load up my freezer with frozen shrimp just like they did. You know, it was exactly what you look for as a teenager. To walk into a bar with a posse of smelly cooks around you and have the room hush slightly. You were a tough guy. You could knock out 300 meals, stand in a hot kitchen, crank out fried fish and steamed lobsters for hordes of hungry tourists, and it was a ready-made excuse to behave badly in every other part of your life. I thought, boy, if this is the life that chefs lead, that looks pretty good to me.
My first big break came from working the line at Ciro and Sal's Italian restaurant. Ciro and Sal serves all your favorite Italian standards, from fettuccine alfredo to ossobuco. But with the added plus of their New England seashore location, they also serve a wide variety of fresh fish and seafood dishes, all cooked in the Italian way, of course. But nevertheless, I have my own personal favorite.
Alla marsala with an olio sauce.
Veal marsala.
Grazie.
Marsala is a velvety meat sauce which gets its robust flavor from the Italian wine of the same name.
You know, old school veal dish, you know, I've seen it in a million Italian restaurants. Why did I order it? Because I thought it was very cool when I came here. They used to do this thing, they'd saute the veal in one pan. Then they deglaze the pan. But they would have three, sometimes four empty pans set on burners down the stove, preheated, super hot. So to quick reduce the sauce, they would go. And then quickly pour it from pan to pan, hissing and splattering as it would move from one pan to the other, cooking down ultra quick. It was a very flashy move. It impressed the hell out of me.
As a drug-addled 17-year-old, I could barely crack an egg.
I came over here and worked besides a huge grill man who was really good at his job. Now, here's the thing. I believe that he is now the chef here. I'm afraid I'm going to go in the kitchen and say, oh, you little screw-up. I got my ass kicked in this kitchen so badly. It's not, let's reenact this. The year was 1974, 75, right? Yeah. Presumably, I'm supposed to be helping out. And everybody's screaming. I don't even understand the names of these dishes. Like, what's the note? What's the marsala? Ossobuco. What is that? I don't know. And so I remember just standing here, just doing this thing, you know, like... And of course, you're making all the right moves.
You pretty much took care of the fryer layer and a little bit of the oven.
You're being way too nice. I was so useless. I was so useless.
I didn't say you did a great job. Right. I think you took care of it.
Now, as I remember it, I burned myself, right? And I asked you for burn cream.
Oh my God!
Suddenly the noisiest kitchen in the world became the silentest kitchen in the world.
And now look at you, the big time chef, huh?
Well, in a lot of ways, I owe it all to you. If I hadn't been so utterly humiliated by my uselessness that night, I mean, I could have ended up, you know, sticking up liquor stores. I mean, you know, you put me on the straight and narrow. If things go sour for me with all this TV nonsense, I'll be looking for my fry job back.
All right, come on back.
Now, what would I have become had I not become a cook? I'm sure tragedy would have ensued. In fact, if there's any part of me that's good and decent and organized and exhibits the qualities that generally parents approve of, strangely enough, I learned all of those things in the restaurant business.
At around noon at Leal, we always get a lunch rush.
Good. Okay, guys, we have a steak frites mussel, direct.
In a restaurant kitchen, the day has a distinct rhythm. The major periods are the lunch and dinner rushes. Within each rush, there are smaller divisions of fast and slow as the dining room turns over.
The adrenaline generator, I mean, apparently joggers get some sort of a kick, like after they jog every day, they get hooked on it. It's much the same way. You get hooked on generating a few bursts of adrenaline like this every single day.
But wannabes, beware. This is no walk in the park.
You better be at a high pitch for this. I lose my shit for 1 minute. These guys wait next to 30 minutes to get their food. No matter how good a job, you know, we do today, we're going to have to do it again tomorrow and the next day and the next day and forever.
One of the things that keeps me from crashing and burning is a firm foundation in the basics.
I'm classically trained in the sense that I went to the best cooking school in the country and was trained by a procession of very old school French, Austrian, Swiss, Italian, and German chefs. The world has changed a lot since those times. The school I went to has changed a lot. It's a whole different world up there. Everything is good, all caught up.
Recently, I was invited back to my alma mater to visit with students and staff. CIA, the Culinary Institute of America. This is the Harvard and West Point of cooking schools, all rolled into one. Located on its own facility in upstate New York, this is a self-contained compound that offers a disciplined and exhaustive education in the culinary arts, as well as the restaurant business. My first stop is to visit the actual classroom where I did many of my kitchen exercises.
How do you do, Chef?
Nice to meet you. Out of Bourdain.
How do you do? I was in this kitchen in 1975, I think, yes.
Do we have a quick lineup, please, ladies and gentlemen? So every morning, I start out class this way. This is the lineup. I greet every one of them individually, shake their hands, give them the inspection, make sure their shoes are shined, make sure their hats are on straight, the whole 9 yards, get them geared up for their professional day. And perhaps the class would like to say a few words to our guest chef here, Mr. Anthony Bourdain.
Thank you.
This guy is definitely a food drill sergeant. He doesn't faze me. We had guys like him back when I attended CIA. What surprises me are the students. These aren't the farm boys, bedwetters, flunkouts, and criminal miscreants that attended CIA in '75. These students mean business. So I decided to lighten things up a bit.
I'll confess something. I used to cheat in this class. I remember I used to have 6.5 hours to come up with a strong stock. They should have given me a full pat down. I was smuggling in little packets of Miner's chicken base. Maybe the X-ray machine will be in place tomorrow.
Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, and thank you very much, guys.
I decided to drop into a class down the hall where they're actually learning how to make stocks.
Chef, I'd like to get you started maybe with a jacket, a hat.
I could do that?
As usual here.
All right, got my coffee filter on. First time in 23 years. Don't quote me.
To most people who even know what it is, stock may seem like a pretty simple or boring thing to focus on at a cooking school like this. But on the contrary, stock is the fundamental ingredient in a significant majority of soups, sauces, and recipes.
Now, what stocks are coming out of this class today again?
All right, we make chicken stock every day. We make a brown veal stock every day. We make a white beef stock every day.
Stock is made by gently simmering the bones and meat of animals or fish, along with vegetables, spices, and occasionally wine.
The first day we talk about that this class focuses on these stocks and the importance of them. If you don't have a good stock, you're not going to have a good finished product. No. You're not going to have a good rice.
In fact, a bad stock will ruin your finished product. You've killed the thing in its crib already. You see a lot of stock crimes out in the world. Unpeeled carrots, unpeeled onions, letting stocks get bitter, overboiling them. Well, there are a lot of things that can go wrong with stock.
How many hours is that? 6 hours. So the veal stock cooks 6 hours. All right, good. The oven's on yet? Oh, no. Get those ovens on.
It's easy to, especially when you're talking about stocks and basics, it's easy to start veering slowly off the course. What separates great chefs from decent chefs? The guys who never waver, and are basically making stocks the right way their whole life, continuously and relentlessly. Chef, thank you so much.
Thank you.
While some things never seem to change,
What is the happen?
the future of culinary school definitely has.
When I told my parents, Mom, Dad, I want to be a chef. And I want to go to cooking school. I want to go to the Culinary Institute of America. I mean, they were about as happy about that as if I'd announced at the dinner table, Mom, Dad, I want to be an arsonist. Now, wealthy parents are cheerfully sending their kids off to culinary school and bragging about it as an honorable profession.
That is at least until I get my hands on them when they graduate. Hey, maybe I should go and see the dean about a teaching position. As Leal kicks into the evening shift, I'm replaced at the sauté station and switch over to expediting.
What does an expediter do? He makes sure that the food comes up at the same time and gets out to the right table at the right time. You got a calamari working? You're the best. Come on, Elvis, move. I want to smell hair burn.
Being a chef is an all-right brain. In fact, a large part of the job is managerial.
Oh, no. Donde? Hold it. All right, throw out the olives. I want all new ones.
There are only a few hours left in the day, but the dinner rush is always the toughest part.
Vol au vent, endive salad, green salad, followed by 2 lamb chop, veal paillard, anglais, 2 faux filets, green salad, followed by filet. Oh, see, this is ugly.
Usually it's about this time that I start fantasizing about going postal on my dining room.
Look at this dude. No butter, no butter, but they want extra béarnaise. I mean, what the is the matter with these stuttering? No butter. What the hell do you think béarnaise is? Béarnaise is like egg yolks and butter.
The one thing that always keeps me from going over the edge is my fear and reverence for one man, the man who taught me everything I know about managing a kitchen. He's the man I like to call Bigfoot. Every now and again, I like to touch base with the master in order to keep myself properly aligned. Bigfoot is a legend in the lower Manhattan restaurant business.
This whole neighborhood is Bigfoot territory. He owned and ran 3 places that I know of, all within a few block area of here.
The man has, shall we say, a reputation. He's the godfather. He rules his establishments with an iron fist.
I haven't worked for the man in 10 years, but the guy's still screwing with my head. That's the kind of management I like and admire.
Bigfoot always had an uncanny ability of being aware of the most intimate details of everything happening in his restaurants.
Time to see my longtime mentor, my original mentor, the man I refer to as Bigfoot.
I think you should call me Mr. Bigfoot. Or Mr. Foot.
Anytime anyone in the biz needs to self-reflect, they always value Bigfoot's counsel.
Your Eminence, do sit down. When did I walk in the door first into your restaurant?
Maybe we met in 76, 7.
Generations of bartenders, cooks, waiters, busboys, managers have gone through your various operations. What were my strengths and weaknesses as a line cook for you?
In all honesty, the people that succeeded the most in any of my organizations, I think you would characterize as real smart guys.
I was looking for an answer like, your soups were really good, Tony.
No, your soups were not so good, if memory serves. And you were fun to have around all the time.
So I wouldn't be the go-to guy if you were looking for, some spectacular new, break new ground in cuisine. I probably wouldn't be the guy you'd call.
That thought has never crossed my mind.
But you happen to have one really staggeringly talented cook under your roof for a while who helped me a lot in later years.
Yeah, he certainly could. He certainly could put the food on the plate. He didn't have a clue about the management, which is, as you know, as much a part of the chef's job as the food is. I can't look back and say to you that it was your soups or anything like that. I can't remember back to that far, but the thing that springs to mind first and foremost was the fact that you always took care of it. You have to be able to depend upon your people.
Like all wise mentors, Bigfoot always knows how to level criticism constructively. He always seemed to know just what you were thinking. I wonder if all those stories were true.
I can't disclose that.
Okay, this is getting creepy. I'm getting out of here.
Hey, thanks very much for your time.
It's always good to see you. When you're back around, you'll stop in and say hello.
Always.
See you.
Special fish, filet, direct.
The one thing I definitely learned from Bigfoot is that management skills in the kitchen are key. It's ironic when you consider how screwed up I used to be.
Oh yeah, and the ability to cook. That would be a good thing also. But I would say it comes after. I mean, the other qualities are more important, and this is something that most people miss.
Of course, a good chef also knows when to give a little slack, especially to himself.
I'm committing a felony. Hey, don't look.
After 14 hours at Leal, my day is winding down. The dinner rush is at its final death throes.
Everything's good? Pace is fine? Good. After this, no problem. Nothing, right?
At the end of the day, when your energy starts to fail, it's less about the individual than the group camaraderie that pulls you down that final stretch.
Listen, it's really, really important to me that you have a good night. Thank you. Because I care about you.
Finally, my shift comes to an end. The Earth has completed 2/3 of a revolution. But do I want to go home? Not on your life.
Maybe a couple of cocktails, talk with some other chefs.
Most of the time, I just grab a few beers with the crew. But once or twice a week, well, I want to go where everybody knows my name. Bellevue Bar.
How are you? Palate.
The owner of Bellevue Bar is my really good friend, Tracy Westmoreland.
I mean, this is the back room, the sort of secret back room of Bellevue Bar. You always get a good crowd of people who are in the industry, and they always know they can drop by one of Tracy's places later and they can get treated really, really well and behaves really, really badly.
You never know who'll show up, but tonight's cast of characters includes Dooney Parent, owner of Nobu, Philippe Roussel, chef at Park Bistro, and Scott Bryant, chef at Veritas.
What we all seem to want to do after work is hang out with other people from the restaurant business who just did what we did and talk shop. You know, you need to hang around with people of your own kind and commiserate.
Yeah, I'm being by the Department of Environmental Protection.
What did you do?
The violation, $1,750. We could hear the music on the street. And meanwhile, if you come up 9th Avenue right now, they're burning tar. You know, I wake up till drilling, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm playing music, and I can hear it on the street. And $1,750 fine.
In 1974, 75, when I was at formerly Joe's working with Bigfoot, someone called up the EPA and claimed that they'd seen Andy's employees dumping fryer-later grease into the sewer grate outside the street, which of course we hadn't done. We all had the same hours. We all suffered to varying degrees from the same forces. After work, we want to hang out, get drunk, eat generally raw fish or, you know, humble soul food type stuff.
$1,000 worth of Toro sushi, man, right here.
Oh, man, you did well. What do you got here?
Foie gras.
Oh, excellent. We take real pleasure in each other's misfortune without holding it against each other. I mean, that's the way it is.
Tony Bourdain, man. Tony Bourdain.
There's a grim pride in cranking out a lot of food, especially when you're 44 years old. To do an evening at 250 dinners and keep up with the kids, there's nothing like that. Then I'm on top of the world. I mean, it's an enormously powerful, evocative medium of food. I don't ever get tired of it.
I wonder what I'll serve for tomorrow's special. London, England. Great food isn't the first thing that comes to mind when you think of this place. There's a cynicism that surrounds English cuisine. You know, the gray image of boiled meat and potatoes. But London is a city rich in history, culture, and cuisine. From the traditional to the nouvelle, there's a lot of good stuff going on here. And I'm ready to try it all.
Okay, there's a phenomena here, something that might be terrifying to the American mind and palate, except for those people who eat the Denny's Grand Slam breakfast, of course. This is called the proper English breakfast. For me, a nutritious breakfast before I came here meant, I don't know, around half a pack of cigarettes and a couple of cups of coffee.
Never mind the cigarettes. I think the Surgeon General might want to check this out.
Savory tart, porridge, meat pies, eggs Benedict. I believe that has hollandaise. A bunch of bacteria doing the backstroke. I'm sure they make it fresh here regularly, but
I'll be going with the classic.
The number 3. That's the set English breakfast, right?
It has everything, yes.
Everything.
Okay, so it starts out like your basic American breakfast. Fried eggs, slab of bacon, some buttered toast. Yeah, that's still recognizable. But then add grilled tomatoes, bubble, which is the English version of fried potatoes, blood sausage, aka blood pudding, baked beans, and 2 big meat sausages, and you've got an entirely different beast.
Well, thank you. Oh, yeah, that looks good. This is not even a Titanic version. Usually you get a little bit of sauteed mushroom. Think there's enough starch on here? I don't know. Maybe I should get some pancakes on the side. This is the best part, by the way, the black pudding. Bacon. When you're talking about bacon here, you're talking about the whole smoked loin. It's not just that belly meat like we have. People eat this every day. If you finish your entire breakfast here, you win a brand new Ford Focus. A light but healthy breakfast. Ready for the gym.
All right, I'm not going to the gym, but I am en route to another quintessentially English food joint.
We're going to a pie shop. When you're looking for a pie shop, a proper pie shop, real old school pie shop, you gotta go to the East End. That's where we're going.
The F. Cook Pie Shop is about as old school as you can get. The proprietor, Bob Cook, is a 4th-generation pie and mash guy.
My grandfather got this shop in 1900, but my great-grandfather started it all in 1862.
You won't find apples or blueberries in these pies. Nope, it's all about meat, and in the old days, eel.
My father and grandfather used to make eel pies. Eels were very, very cheap. They were like a staple diet of the East Ender and Londoners. But then eels become more expensive, like anything, so it's faded out and the meat pie's taken over.
Thank God, no eel. Bring on the meat pie.
This is where we make the pies. These are proper dishes that my grandfather had made about 80 or 90 years ago. Right, there's the meat, which is fresh beef that we get from Smithfield, which is our meat market, every week.
Like any great pie, it's the dough that's key.
You want a bit of flour and pour your gauge in.
It's a delicate balance between flour, water, margarine, and the podger.
This bit of dough is your podger. You've got to make an imprint so that the meat can go in. So, you podge it. You go 1, 2, and that is your podger.
Once you've podged, you're ready for the meat filling. On go the tops and then into the oven.
This is the hot plate, where we do our potatoes.
A pie just isn't a pie without a side of mash. And then there's the fluorescent gravy.
Traditionally in our trade, it's called liquor.
This liquor is made of fresh parsley and a special batter mixture. The cooked pies are screaming to be eaten. Let's get it on.
There's your salt, pepper.
Beautiful.
Old school pie and mash. The pastry shell is light and the meat filling's hearty.
Oh, that's good.
What I'm going to do with your eels, I think you've got another potato there. I'll just do your eels in liquor.
Perfect.
And otherwise you'll blow your bags out. Okay, all right.
Eels? Who said anything about eels? And what's this about blowing out my bags? Stewed eels and parsley liquor with a splash of chili vinegar. I'm all for a traditional English lunch, but after a proper English breakfast, it's a bit much.
It's delicious. Yeah.
Bit of life. There you go. You all got bones in there, Tony.
Bones? I guess I can live with them. This ain't half bad.
Yeah, good for you.
High in protein, vitamins A and D, it's a health platter. Fit for a princess.
Regular customer. I hear she ate here all the time.
This is a dish I could get used to.
And all this nonsense about London always being rainy and bad weather. Who are they kidding? Every time I come here, it's beautiful.
From the East End to the West End, there's a lot of energy in London, and at times, a lot of tourists doing that tourist thing. Sure, I'm a tourist, but my rubbernecking interests lay elsewhere.
I mean, I love my country and all that, but when I leave my country, I don't want to, I don't want to hear an Indiana accent next to me, okay?
I'm headed off to one of those places that typically isn't on the tour bus route.
We're in Smithfield, that's the meat district of London, with the awesome Fergus Henderson, who's a chef and operator of just about my favorite restaurant in the universe.
St. John, which specializes in all those strange and unfashionable cuts of meat that were once commonplace in rural England.
Old school, use every part of the animal.
Innards and extremities, there's much goodness to be found there.
The good stuff, and we're going to see plenty of that.
So we're headed to Smithfield Meat Market to check out some of that good stuff. And like Fergus, I'm all about the innards. Oftentimes, that's where the tastiest parts are.
Some throat, the lungs, the liver.
It's sort of like in Itchy and Scratchy when they yank Scratchy's whole guts out. That's it. It's all good, man.
And it's only going to get better in Fergus's kitchen.
This restaurant is about traditional English cuisine and sort of rediscovering what has always been good in England.
Traditionally, tribes, chitlings, Chaucers, who's all been part of British regional food, but somehow we seem to have fallen in love with the fillet.
But here at St. John, Fergus is igniting interest beyond the delights of the fillet.
Broad beans, Chaucer.
Okay, that's pig's foot, that broad beans. Trotter's a foot. See a little skin there, a little lean, a little fat. So it's like ham with lovely bits of nice, little fatty, wonderful, chewy bits. I've never got it before. Oh, yeah. All right, I can pig out. I got more coming. I generally don't like pig's feet. That was really good.
Next up, roasted bone marrow. It's all about the fatty tissue inside the bone. Doesn't need any fancy prep, just a good slow roast. The finished bones are plated with a few slices of grilled country bread and a parsley salad, and it's ready to serve.
Roast bone marrow. Oh, yeah. This is probably my favorite thing in the whole world to eat. Look at that. Oh, my God. This is what you do. You just scrape all that good stuff out there, all that good marrow, little sea salt, little piece of toast.
It's simple and it's austere. Bone marrow tastes like the butter of the gods.
See, this is real luxury. The ingredient speaks for itself. This is the perfect food stuff. This is it.
I could push away from the table right now as a happy man, but Fergus isn't done with me just yet. Ox hearts.
The heart sort of has the essence of the beast. They all have fantastic flavour.
Right, this is ox heart with a beet salad and a horseradish sauce. Oh, that's great. Really traditional Old English. What does ox heart taste like? Really tender steak. Really tender. It's not livery. It's not organy. It's just meaty good. I love this. Oh, man.
Next up, the heart and soul of St. John.
Oh, it just gets better and better.
Pig's tail and pig's head.
Is there anything lovelier?
It's sort of our motto, no silly thing, yes.
The pig's tails are breaded and pan-fried. The head is braised with onions.
It's a lovely middle white head, a middle white pig. Fit for a king.
We got the nose and we've got the tail.
And I've eaten just about everything in between.
Look at this. The cheek is, of course, one of the most delightful segments. Oh. Now, I haven't had this yet. This is a new experience entirely. The pig's tail. All right, no one's looking. This is just amazing. It's the perfect balance of lean and fat. This is it. This is what food used to be about, and hopefully what it will be about in the future. Just filled with admiration for this guy. This is a chef who understands. This is a guy who took a stand and just said, you know, what they said. I'm going to set up a shop, and I'm going to do what's good, and people will go out of their way to find it and eat it. And of course, he's right.
As a former colony of the British Empire, India has made an indelible impression on English cuisine. The food is much beloved here. So I hook up with my friend Mona and her mom Saroj. They've offered to make me a home-cooked Punjabi meal. So we're off to do a little shopping.
Let's see what we can do.
For me, these markets are like a trip to a foreign shore. For others, it's home.
Oh, I've been coming here for the last 30 years.
This market is a refreshing combination of the familiar.
This is jackfruit. Seen this in Vietnam.
The unfamiliar.
These are karela. It's really bitter. I hated this as a child. It's a very acquired taste.
And the bizarrely unknown.
Fruit. I think this is a fruit.
This unusual-looking fruit is called rambutan.
It's really beautiful, very exotic and erotic.
They're sweet and delicious.
It's like a lychee.
Oh, good.
Let's get the lamb. We're going to make a lamb curry. So we're going to probably buy a shoulder of lamb.
You're looking for a nice mix of fat and lean.
And have it cut into cubes. Curry is just an English word for Indian food. I mean, a lot of Indian food you have in England is sort of suited to the English palate.
A lot was lost in translation during English occupation.
The food's so different to what you'd have in a restaurant.
Okay.
Back at her flat, Mona and her mom waste no time getting to work. In the company of these two, I feel utterly useless.
Need some minced onions or something? I happen to be very good at that.
Yeah.
Keep me assigned to the menial tasks, though.
While I'm earning my keep chopping garlic, Saroj gets started on our first dish, lamb kebabs. It begins with the freshly minced meat of a 2-year-old lamb, also known as mutton. Then add cilantro, ginger, breadcrumbs, and a number of spices.
Cloves, cinnamon, cardamom. This is Northern Indian cooking. The chili is not predominant with our cooking.
The thing about chili, though, isn't it? Even though you're dying,
You need more.
You still want more. You go back. It's like a bad man.
Glad I could help with the garlic, but I'm way outclassed in this kitchen. So I clean up and make for the exit. And I'm suddenly brought face to face with the strange and horrible.
Do you ever cook in a pressure cooker?
Never. I'm terrified of them. I heard the word and I start moving away like this. People can use them safely. I've just never ever used one in my life.
But I can't do without it.
I'll be watching from over here.
Okay.
Everybody's got their phobias, and I'm not afraid to admit pressure cookers scare the crap out of me.
Sounds like a torture device.
I don't know about you, but this is one chef that needs a smoke.
That's fine tobacco.
Unfazed by the terrors of the pressure cooker, Mona goes to work on her curry spices.
So whenever I cook a curry, I always make everything fresh, and I always toast them. It just gives it a nice flavour.
After the cumin and coriander seeds are roasted, they're ground.
This is all the spices,
Next, onions, garlic, and ginger are sautéed in butter.
and then you put the spices in, and chili. Red chili I use.
Meanwhile, Sarosh continues to work on the kebabs.
Ooh, smells good.
Yes.
It's going to be great.
Should be all right, yes.
The meat's gone in, the lamb, the shoulder of lamb, and it's cubed up with the bone, because the bone has all the flavour. Some people do the tomatoes before, but I always do them after. If you do too many tomatoes, it tastes like an Italian stew or something. A kind of curried tomato stew.
While the lamb curry cooks, Mona goes to work on the raita, a creamy cucumber side dish.
We add yogurt to this a bit. But before that, we've got to make sure the kebabs don't burn.
Oops, my kebabs. Oh.
The kebabs come out cooked to perfection, and the appetizers are served.
Smells good.
This is for chili fiends. And I think the best chili chutney. You can eat it with any Indian food.
Oh, yeah.
The kebabs are delicious, and I decide the best way I can help is to keep working on the premium lagers and let Mona get back to finishing the raita.
This is just yogurt with cucumber, and it's really refreshing. It's really important to have it with Indian food because it's very cooling.
You're good at this. You can take my job, please.
Sarosh starts the vegetable dishes, beginning with an okra and onion dish called ladyfingers.
If you put lemon in that, it doesn't get sticky. Sticky will just burn off.
The next item is gobi aloo,
Cauliflower and potatoes.
a traditional Punjabi dish made with a mix of different spices.
Put a little bit of garlic, red chilies, cumin seed, and coriander seeds.
This is home cooking, and I'm ready to eat.
Smells good.
Finally, the moment arrives and dinner is served.
Why is Indian food so popular in England?
It's got a flavor. Garlic, ginger, onion, and cinnamon, cloves, everything together.
It seems to occupy a really special place in British cuisine.
It's so opposite, though, to English food, isn't it? It's like completely, it's the other extreme of a palate. And I think that's what it is. You know, you want what's so different to what you know.
That's true.
Something to say about the English palate, that it's open to foreign taste.
And this meal is one magnificent taste after another.
Cheers.
Cheers, and thank you. This is
Pleasure.
wonderful. This is a real treat.
Generally, I'm not a submissive sort of a guy, but there are a few times in your life when you know you're about to have a great time, you're about to have a great meal, and you just give yourself over completely to the experience. And that's what I'm about to do at the fearsome, the terrifying, the awesome Gordon Ramsay's restaurant.
Eating lots of sugar this morning. Good. Have we seen you Monday? On a left, Tapas.
Gordon Ramsay is considered to be the best chef in England. End of story.
That's fine. He's operating at a pitch and at a level that requires nothing but excellence.
Nice.
Famously abrasive and brilliantly talented.
Stop. Big, dirty, grease paw mark on there. Can you see that? De beurre, ambala.
He's not a name brand. He's a hands-on chef.
One consommé, one ham hock at the same time. I'm going to do it with you, okay?
There are moments when you know you're about to get a really good meal. This is one of them.
Come on, let's get it.
Gordon begins the meal with a ham hock terrine on top of celeriac, or celery root. To complement the terrine, a chilled consommé with caviar.
Oh, thank you. It's what they call an amuse-go, sort of an amusement for the mouth, something to wake you up for the meal. Oh, that's lovely. Superb. It's sharp, acidic. Often the thing that will follow is a little more subtle.
It's a pain in the ass to make a great consommé, but Gordon's done it. The caviar only makes it that much better.
Oh, there they are. Look at that, little fish eggs floating around in there. Oh, yeah, baby.
Really, really, really extraordinary.
So I'm off to a good start. Next up, a lobster ravioli on a bed of pea puree with truffles, white asparagus, and lobster vinaigrette.
And finish with a sweet pea velouté.
Lovely.
You'll have a hard time believing this from me. The peas, the baby peas, are so extraordinary. When you get a vegetable to speak so loudly to me, you're doing God's work.
Thank you, Mark. Phil, we're sending Tony Bourdain's main course now. This is a beautiful chin of beef. Chin of beef has been braised for 3.5 to 4 hours in the oven with lots of red wine and a huge mirepoix of vegetables. And it's served on a bed of new season spinach with wonderful grated truffle. That's topped with the most sumptuous, decadent slice of sauté foie gras. Stunning. That should stuff him. But knowing him, he eats like a horse, so I'm sure he'll find room somewhere.
Merci, monsieur.
Oh, my God.
Look how the beef breaks. Oh, yeah. This is too good. Little black truffle right here. But it's extraordinary.
Foie gras, seared foie gras.
I defy you to find a vegetarian restaurant who treats spinach as respectfully as it has been treated in this dish. He's walking that tightrope between perfect and overkill. I like that. This is one of the best things I've eaten ever.
But I want to know what he's going to do for dessert. And that would be a wild strawberry gelée with ice cream. Just ask for perfection.
Oh, man, look at this. Oh, what it is so unbelievable. These are these tiny little wild strawberries and a micro julienne of orange zest. This is incredible. So it's about alternately inflaming and cooling passions. It's really extraordinary.
My trip to London has been an enlightening experience. Today's British cuisine embraces traditions that are the best of both old and new.
Classic puddings, enjoy them.
Hanoi, Vietnam. A beautiful landscape with a lot of history. Holding strongly on a tradition while acknowledging the inevitable changes of time. It's had and dealt out more than its fair share of pain and turmoil. But as always, it maintains a character all its own. Vietnam is one of my favorite places on earth. The atmosphere, the people, the food. I came back to visit Linh, who was my translator last time around. We became good friends. Linh has invited me to his family's home to celebrate Tet, the Lunar New Year, the most important time of the year in Vietnam. I couldn't have come at a better time.
So I just got into Hanoi last evening. Went right to the hotel, crashed, woke up, arrived right middle of Tet, the Lunar New Year. Came here to see the pagoda and everybody burning joss sticks, making offerings.
And then I saw this place and thought, oh, this is just the kind of place I like. How about some snail soup for breakfast? Gotta have some of this. So I know there's snails involved. I know it looks really, really good. You got your big snails, you got your little snails. In the middle there, you got some crab meat, usual sprouts, some pickled chilies, and a little garlic. And of course, what is it all about at the end of the day? And you find again and again and again a really terrific stock. Oh, yes. And look at the colors here. And you just pop right out. It's a gray day in Hanoi, and yet look at this color. This is great. I would say that the food is particularly good because it's a day of celebration, but food is always good here. I have to tell you, I'm so excited to be back here. You know, you meet the girl of your dreams in high school and she just smells right. You know, it's true love forever. That same kind of a immediate sense of recognition when I arrived in this country. I've been dreaming about coming to Hanoi for a long time. It's so cool that Lin's invited me to his house for Tet. Damn, it is good to be alive in Vietnam. Throughout Tet, the Vietnamese visit pagodas to make offerings and pray for their families and ancestors. And Linh is no exception.
This is a place for the people to rearrange the sacrifice before bringing into the temple.
Offerings include young rice cakes, fruit, and incense. All the offerings are placed at the altar. When the incense is burned out, you're free to take back your offerings. They've been blessed and are supposed to provide happiness for the new year. Offerings complete, Linh and I meet for food. This is why we get along so well. Common ground. We both appreciate good food. Oh, yeah. I mean, look at this place. Food everywhere.
This is made from rice, sticky rice, very sticky.
And it's not about parking yourself at a table for the day, but grabbing a bite and then trying what the next guy's got to offer. Just everywhere. The Tet holiday is when indulging in food hits a fever pitch in Vietnam. Everyone's been fasting, and now they're back to their favorite dishes with a vengeance.
I tell you, if you're a foodie and you come to this country, you will just you'll just go absolutely insane. Yeah, I used to have these as a kid, and the same thing happened to them. They ended up floating at the top. This is traditional medicine, right? Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
What are those? Here's something different. Corn pancakes. Not too difficult, right? Throw in a pile of corn, a little flour, cook in oil till crisp, and on the rack to dry.
Like everything, delicious. You'll notice an essential difference here between here and similar operations in America. When you walk past these food stalls, every proprietor is absolutely beaming with pride at you. They got a big smile on their face, like, come on in, try this, it's the best. It's not that, yeah, what do you want? You know, you want the fries or the onion rings. You don't get that here. And you know it's good. You can tell from the expression of the proprietor that they're selling something really, really tasty and they know it.
Take, for example, quail eggs.
I have a thing for quail eggs.
Just peel them.
It's not the umbrella.
A little bit of salt, ready to eat.
Oh, delicious. Just keep it rolling, keep it coming. Please.
So I know Lin's family has a big Tet feast planned. But I saw something else in the market that I couldn't resist. Shrimp cakes.
I think just one.
This is a pretty straightforward operation. You got shrimp, you batter them, cook them in oil, a quick snip, and you're ready to go. Now, for those of you who scoff at the decor, I dare you to find a more scenic view.
These are freshwater shrimp.
Yes, freshwater.
Crispy, airy, shrimpy, and delicious.
Hanoi beer.
Yeah.
But the bottle ones, not the bubble one.
Right.
Bottle, not bubble.
Good to see you again.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
How do you say in Vietnamese cheers?
Chúc mừng.
Chúc mừng.
I really love this guy, and I can't wait to meet his family. As the celebration of Tet continues, the streets are abuzz with activity. Everyone's dressed up for the holiday, on their way to visit family, bearing food, offerings, gifts. The Vietnamese look upon guests during Tet as very auspicious. I'm glad I brought my suit. I don't want to look like a slacker in front of the family.
This is my grandfather's, my father-in-law house.
Okay, meeting the family. I haven't been this nervous since I met my own in-laws.
Hello.
Oh, thank you.
And my father.
Well, nothing soothes the old nerves like a little Hanoi vodka.
All roads lead to intoxication on this shit, don't they? Is there something about me, some quality that urges people to make me very drunk?
the Vietnamese rice wine.
Oh, good.
You know this? We call it the fresh bile, extracted from the bear.
Bear bile. Okay. Not politically correct. Dilemma time. Really. But I'm a good guest, or I try to be.
Oh, I'm very excited at this prospect.
Just in case I have any reservations, Linh reads the list of benefits that the drink will provide for me.
Digestive system, the bear bile wine.
That's a frequent problem on this show. Cheers.
The best.
Okay.
Yeah.
And unsurprisingly, actions unfold with a familiar logic.
Happy New Year.
Okay, maybe I don't have the Vietnamese calendar quite figured out yet. But by my calendar, we've celebrated about 4 New Years already.
Salud. Oh, here we go. Oh, the reinforcements.
So while we're busy laying the foundation for a night of festivity, Linh's sisters, wife, and mother-in-law are in the kitchen preparing the meal. All right, I know it doesn't seem fair, but seriously, would you want a bunch of guys gargling with bear bile cooking your Tet meal? As in most Vietnamese kitchens, there's a keen reliance on simple ingredients. But the key is how different flavors and colors and textures work together. And of course, presentation is important. This square cake is ban chong, made of glutinous rice, fatty pork, bean paste, wrapped in dong leaves and tied off with bamboo twine. It steams for over 12 hours, and it's a must-have during Tet at Hanoi.
This is the chung cake. We call it bánh chưng. And this is very traditional one with the bean and the pork.
Bean and pork. It looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, bean and pork, I prefer.
Yeah, me too.
Tradition extends through most of these dishes.
It's an astonishing spread. And again, every table seems to naturally end up having this incredible color contrast. As Linh has sensibly pointed out, get those beauty shots now, because we're about to do some serious damage to this.
I think you try some of this first, and then you try this later.
Okay.
This is the color of the rice during the Tet holiday in Vietnam.
The rice is colored by the orange fruit it's cooked with. Though each dish may work fine on its own, most are meant to be used in combinations where different tastes and textures complement each other. Like the spring roll with the ubiquitous dipping sauce, Ngoc Nam.
This is the young bamboo shoot cooked with the pork.
I just pulled a piece of bamboo shoot out. People started to jump up. Make sure I get a little green onion with it and broth. It's not about a single thing. Sweet goes with sour, opposing colors, opposing flavors, and I like that. Oh, good. Principles in action. And clearly, you absolutely have to have this with this.
Yes, sure.
Sour pickled onions with savory ban chong.
Actually, it resonates with the classic garnish for French pâté. You're getting the same kind of savory, sweet, sour thing going on. And I like that. This is an innate sense of what's good.
There's a definite sense of past culinary influence.
Stir-fried frog legs.
A galantine of pork. It's pâté-like.
Liver and the heart of the pig fried together with the onion and carrot.
It's good.
Like holidays in the States, this food, this meal, reflects personal associations and long traditions.
This is the young rice cake. I went to the pagoda. I left it on the altar as a sacrifice. Now I can enjoy it. It's not only the cake, but I'm now having the happiness and whatever I wish for the whole year.
I wish that for you also.
Yeah, for you too.
Even in English, it is impossible for me to describe how grateful and honored I am to be here.
There's a link, a bond between life, family, and food in this country, and I cherish the moments I have here. The celebration of Tet has come to an end in Hanoi, after which the first visitors and the first meal are regarded with great importance. So I better make a good impression on somebody, because I need some food. Luckily, Linh has arranged for a visit to the home of Madame Tuyet, one of the most renowned cooks in Vietnam.
Well, the best, right? I mean, she's won how many gold medals? A couple of gold medals?
Yeah, she's not only good, but also the best.
That's promising.
Madame Tuyet lives in Hanoi's Old Quarter, in a typically tall, narrow, three-story building. She works out of her open-to-the-street top-floor kitchen, making her own highly personal version of takeout. Through a low passageway, up some back stairs, minimal signage, but that's okay. Madame Tuyet knows that people who really love food will find her. I meet Madame Tuyet's family. Her sister and two daughters help out in the kitchen. A family operation, so quality control is not a problem.
This is going to be a good meal. I can tell already. There's a vibe. There's a sense. I'm going to eat well.
And here it is. This is what we came for. Her famous chicken, which is splayed out in a pan, slow roasted and glazed periodically with a brown sugar and wild honey mix. Customers have been known to line up down the street for this stuff.
Yeah, this is one of those smells real good in this room situations.
But there's also something else. Snakehead fish.
Excellent.
There are several types of snakehead fish all through the country, from the north to the south. But she prefers the stuff of the north and should be caught from the nature, not the raised one.
Right, farm. The same rules apply in the States. The wild is always better than the farm raised.
The fish is sliced, then rolled around a stuffing made of pork and mushrooms.
When you take out a piece of a fillet of fish and you put a filling in the center and roll it like this, you would call it a poquette. So this would be a poquette de poisson avec pork et champignons, actually, something like that.
The rolled fish is dunked in a cornstarch batter and popped in a hot oil. Head and spine follow. Now, snakehead fish are a problem in the U.S. because they can actually crawl on land and kill larger animals. So it hasn't quite made the leap from nuisance to being on the dinner plate yet. Since all good cooks know that too much of a good thing is just enough, there's plenty more, including a big plate of screamingly fresh spring rolls.
I see we're getting another coat on the chicken.
The paper will prevent the skin from being burned by the heat. So, Tony.
Thank you. Now I understand why her honey chicken is so famous.
Now, I want to make sure I'm eating the food according to local customs.
He has his good reason for that.
5 fingers? Ah, good. So I can just get right in. Good. Tell her I'm very relieved.
The snakehead fish rolls are incredible.
Pork and fish go together so fantastically. Oh, magnificent.
I just explained to her that food bring Tony to her, and she will go to Tony for food.
The bridge.
The bridge is a food.
It's a full mind-body experience, this. Oh yeah, here comes the good stuff. There are a few things in this world I like more than a good cup of coffee. And I happen to think that the best coffee in the world is made in Vietnam.
So it shouldn't be a surprise that Madame Tuyet has her own personal blend.
This is the best of the best. You're climbing the Everest of coffee. This is the mountaintop. This is it. Oh man, is that good.
Ah, my friend Linh. Once again, he's done me right. Now, before I leave Vietnam, Linh suggests a snack. So we head to one of the main restaurant areas in Hanoi.
As I understand it, it's sort of the Vietnamese version of a food court, meaning outside of the Tet holiday, it's one long strip of food, and operators and hawkers all the way down. And what kind of restaurant are we looking for?
We go to the restaurant where they can enjoy the chicken that is cooked in the Chinese herb.
Ah, chicken and Chinese herb. Sounds good. Tai Hung Lao is just one of the many small restaurants that line this road.
This is it.
Nothing fancy, but it has a specialty and sticks to it.
This is the oldest shop of this kind of chicken in this street.
So it's a chicken boiled in Chinese herb broth here?
Yeah, this is.
Now this is fast food. Chicken in a bowl, topped with a healthy broth, 2 steps, and it's at your table.
Good, good, good.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, I like fried bread. What better to sop up all that soup but some fried baguette?
All right, bon appetit.
Oh, it's delicious.
Where's that soup?
It has the same sort of aromatic flavor.
Good for sleeping.
Oh, for sleeping.
Well, it has been a long trip. I suppose I could use a nap. But Lynn knows as well as I do there's no sleep for the hungry.
So, Lynn, that was yet another outstanding meal. You know all the good places in this town.
I hope I made you enjoy.
And what is it with Hanoi? I mean, it's everywhere. It's just food, food, food. Good food everywhere.
The people in Hanoi are the best person for eating.
Yeah, you were born here. You have to say that, though. But I'm coming to agree with you. I got to say, it's a little frustrating. I mean, I'm only here about a week. I want to eat everywhere, but I can't do it. Just this street. It'll take me 1 month just to eat on this street.
Yeah.
That's driving me crazy here. I mean, everywhere you look, there's cool-looking stuff. So what have I missed? Everything, right?
You don't miss anything.
Good. That's the right answer.
As the streets fill up again in Hanoi, Lynn takes particular delight in bringing me to an out-of-the-way discovery of his. You must investigate, he likes to say, when talking about finding the good stuff.
Where are you bringing me now, Lynn?
It is Mont Alley inside of downtown in Hanoi. The inn shop.
Yeah. Eels?
Yeah.
All right. I like eel. So that's the name of this place, right? The eel shop. No messing about there. We know what we're going to be eating.
But it's not like you don't have choices. Eel with banana leaf, eel and mushroom, a big bowl of eel soup, and stir-fried chili eel.
Let's have what you eat when you're here. You're the regular.
The best to me is the eel that is cooked in the bamboo.
You want a particular dish, you go to a place that specializes in that dish. You don't go to some place with a gigantic menu with 22 different types of things. I mean, they call it the eel shop, and it does a lot of business. It's a pretty good bet that they do eel pretty well.
They have very nice kind of salad.
Yeah? I like a salad now and then.
This is Vietnam, so I expect a few differences.
So that's banana flour, and these little green guys, they look good.
In Vietnamese, we call it hung vegetable.
The salad also has pickles, sprouts, and a spicy dipping sauce.
Oh, that's really good. It is really crunchy, delicious. Tastes good for me.
But he likes this kind of salad.
Well,
enough rabbit food. Bring on the eel. Take your raw eel, a little sugar, and a nice wad of garlic. Slide it into the bamboo and cap with Vietnamese herb. Place over hot coals. Sit back and let those babies roast. The bamboo not only flavors the eel, but also functions as a serving dish.
Oh, damn, that looks really good. Oh, yeah, that's some good eel. That's tasty. I see why you come here. I could get hooked on this.
It's quite sweet.
It's good because it's caramelized. You got that nice charcoaly caramelization flavor.
The best part of the eel should be the body, not the head or the tail.
Got a whole bunch of them in here. Delicious. Yeah, I got a real thing for this stuff. Oh yeah, that's some good eel. Yeah, this is fantastic. I appreciate this, Lynn. You take me to all the best places. You really do. This is really great. It's a neighborhood joint with a neighborhood around it. You're not eating in isolation. You're eating in a context of a community. That feels, I don't know, that feels really good to me. I like that.
You've seen it. Can you smell it? Can you taste it? Can you see why I love it here?